course, using social media, blogging is your main social media outpost, but it makes sense that you would want to use other social media platforms to drive traffic your way. And you can do that by posting links to your new posts on Twitter and Facebook. And by using a tracking link, you can see how many people are clicking through to your blog post. Now, I use the website Bud URL, budurl.com. It creates a tracking link for me so that I can see how many people click that once I put it out there. And some clicks, interestingly enough, get hundreds and hundreds, or some links get hundreds and hundreds of clicks. Others get a couple, others get several dozen. You can also create tracking links if you have a Hootsuite account for Twitter and a lot of other number of websites. So use tracking links. Here's what a tracking link looks like after you've done it. I think this is very important so that you know what kinds of things are getting read, how many people are getting clicked, how many particular links are getting clicked. It's a shortened link that shows you data about how often and when people click through on a link. And it gives you great insight into what kinds of links people like and respond to. Now, added together with your website traffic analytics and comments, you can be better informed as to the types of posts that your readers like. And by shortening the link, it makes it easy to fit into a 140-character tweet, so there are at least a couple of advantages to using that shortener and link tracker. And, of course, mentioned the Hootsuite has a built-in link shortener. Now, to wrap it up, I have a quick 20 blogging tips, tricks, reasons, and things that you'll get out of blogging. Number one, an editorial calendar helps keep track of all the comings and goings. I do this for my monthly newsletter a year ahead. I tend to keep a title list for my blog, and I'm working on incorporating an editorial calendar like I showed you. I'm not as usually organized as I would like to be, so this is a good idea. Still working to implement this one. Magazines are a great idea to mine for ideas. The more you read, the more ideas you'll come across. And chances are you can find an article in a magazine that is also online, so you can link to that article, which is something that the search engines like as well. You can also consciously network with people and get more connected. It'll also give you more credibility and more traffic to your blog. Enough said. Network with bloggers, readers, and writers. When you commit to blogging, and yes, it is a commitment, you also are committing to becoming a better writer. The more you do, the better you get. It's like playing a musical instrument. Now, I've learned a lot about many things that I didn't know before simply because I wanted to create an informed blog post about something I didn't know much about. It's also a great way to pique your curiosity. For example, one post I did earlier this summer on mobile marketing was great for two reasons. It made me dig around a lot to find more information and talk to people so I knew what I was talking about. And it also helped me create a post that turned out to be a very popular post, a very popular subject. When you tell stories about what's going on behind the scenes at your company, and you can do that, it is allowed, by the way, you can tell those stories, you become more real to your listeners. People tend to want to do business with people they know and they like, and a blog is a great way to do that, and stories a great way to show the human side of your company. By blogging, you brand yourself in your company. A blog builds an online outpost for readers to come to regularly. Create value by being who you are, no matter if you're sweet or curmudgeonly or bombastic or straightforward or humorous or sarcastic, doesn't matter. You'll attract people who like you as you are. So what is your passion? By having an outlet for your passion, you are more fully expressing yourself, and who knows where that'll lead. That's a great reason to have a blog. Telling stories. Stories are the most important things about us as human beings, as far as I can say. If you can find a way to tell your story and all of its crazy and interesting twists and turns, you will find that there are people who are very interested in that story. You can also tell other people's stories beyond your own stories. You'll find stories of your readers and slowly share them. I mean, this is a great way to build a community. So if you're interviewing for a job or pitching a client for a project, having a personal or professional blog adds to your resume, especially if that blog has a lot of credibility and has been around for a few years, which if you start one now, you'd be in that position very soon. With a blog, you can gain visibility in your target market. I've gotten speaking gigs and have been asked to contribute to other blogs and been quoted as a source mainly because of tradeshowguyblog.com. Without that, I don't think those things would have happened, so it helped me gain visibility. You can get involved. You can make a stand. A blog helps you do that. Don't be wimpy. A blog is a great way to tell the world what you think. And no, not everyone will agree with you, but you wouldn't want them to anyway. Also, what is your blog? Is it something altogether different than what's out there? I mean, can you be unusual or unique or different or eye-catching or interesting? One of the most popular blogs I read on occasion is by a woman named Heather Armstrong. The blog is Deuce Dooce.com. That's DOOCE.com. She has hundreds of thousands of readers, and the blog provides her family with a nice living. But it's really all about her family's chaotic life in Utah. But she does it in such a unique and endearing way that absolutely engages people. She has, like I said, hundreds of thousands of people that read the stuff that she puts out. You know that 30-second speech that you should be able to give to answer to someone, the question is, what do you do? You know, should you get trapped in an elevator and you have an opportunity to tell someone about it? Well, put one together for your blog. That way, when you get in that elevator, you can tell someone before they get off at the 8th floor what you do. You can also sell something on your blog. I mean, hey, why not? Put together an ebook, become an affiliate marketer, set up an affiliate account with Amazon.com or ClickBank and find products that fit with your audience wants and desires. You know, you probably won't get rich, but you might make enough to offset your hosting fees and more. You might create what's called a sneeze page for your blog. This is kind of a fun thing to do. What's a sneeze page, you say? Well, essentially, it's a blog post that directs people to other posts and other elements of your blog. I do this on occasion. After all, when you've been blogging for a while, you'll have dozens and then hundreds and then sometimes thousands of posts, many which really don't get all that traffic after they've been on. So if you create a post that highlights a variety of those other posts, you can steer readers that way. You sneeze them to other pages in your blog. Chances are you'll have new readers who have no idea what's hidden deep in your blog. So some of the types of sneeze pages, I've done a best podcast of 2009 sneeze page. Historical pages. Here's what we were covering a year ago. Has anything changed? You can also write a series, write several posts over a few weeks that explore many different posts in your blog. By the way, being a writer, you develop your writing personality, so make it fun to read. Creating and developing your online personality may be a challenge, or it may not be. Perhaps it comes natural. Perhaps it's one of the most difficult things you're able to do, but keep working on it. Find out what kind of writing works for you, whether it's short and pithy or long and frothy. Now, no, I didn't go to the thesaurus for that. I really didn't. Hey, Google loves blogs. This is the last tip. Google loves blogs. Why? Well, they're constantly updating. Blogs are. And blogs that are updated frequently rank higher in search engines because Google and other search engines, but particularly Google, sees that as activity. With WordPress plugins that optimize your site, you can continually increase your search engine visibility and draw more visitors. Blogging is not easy, but it's not hard either. And there are a lot of things that help the blogger to make it much easier, especially with the technical side. You know, most of us really don't know about SEO, search engine optimization. But with a blog, you don't have to know more than a few simple tips. You know, write strong titles with obvious keywords, sprinkle those keywords in the body of your post, and usually that's enough. Yes, we could spend a lot of time on SEO, but with a blog, much of that heavy lifting is done, and for automatically. So yes, Google loves blogs. So all right, that pretty much wraps up the webinar, and I hope you learned some good stuff in this webinar. Obviously, there's no way we can cover everything in one webinar, so I would like to make myself available to you if you're ready to start blogging and do it yourself, and I think you can. There may be some interesting challenges along the way. It's not that hard. So if you like some guidance on how to get it going, I'm offering my help for a limited time to a limited number of people, and I've done this before, and it's a lot of fun to get people set up on a blog. So I'm going to help you set up your blog with WordPress, get your domain registered, choose and set up a theme, put all the bells and whistles in, plugins, widgets, what you think you might need, including Google Analytics. It's probably a couple of weeks of back and forth to get all this lined up and set up. That's all you need to do to start posting to it. Now, I know, seriously, I know people that sell this service for $5,000, $8,000, $10,000. And to be candid, I think in many cases that's pretty overpriced. So I'd like to offer you a chance to get your blog up and running for a much lower cost. If it's a corporate blog, we'll do it for $8.99. If it's a personal blog, we'll do it for $4.99. And like I said, I'm going to limit this to probably a half a dozen folks because I want to make sure I'm able to work with folks that do this. So if it's for a company, there's a little more involved with the company. More people will likely be involved from your end, which means more back and forth, but I can still get it done in a fairly short time once your decisions are made. And if you're a sole proprietor type business or a personal interest, it's my experience that it's much easier to get that off the ground. There's certainly a lot of decisions to be made, but I can help you out. So if you want to talk to me about it, send me your name and best phone number, and we'll set up a time to discuss your blog project. No wrong answers. You can send me your name and address and say, hey, I'm not sure if I want to do this, but let's figure out a way to talk about it, and if I can help you out, great. If not, don't worry about it, and we'll wish each other well. So thank you again. It's Tim at TradeshowGuyBlog.com, Tim Patterson, and this is the Blogging 101 webinar. Thank you very much for attending.